A golden sky fades into dusk. A lion stands alone on a cliff, his eyes heavy, his mane dancing in the breeze. Below him the world is quiet, but inside he carries storms. Once a king, now just a memory of one. He was not just the king of the jungle. He was the king of her heart. But love, as powerful as it can be, can also destroy the strongest of us. What happens when the most powerful creature in the wild gives his heart to someone who never truly held it? This is not just a story about a lion. This is about the cost of love, the weight of betrayal, and the strength it takes to walk away. His name was Zion, the noble king of the savannah. His roar once echoed across valleys. His presence alone kept enemies at bay. But behind that strength lived a heart that once beat for someone who didn't deserve it. Zion wasn't born into power. He was born in exile. His pride slaughtered by rogue lions before he even opened his eyes. He grew up alone, hiding in shadows, learning the harsh laws of survival. Every scar on his body told a story: a near-death escape, a battle for food, a lonely night without warmth. But he never stopped. He fought, hunted, bled, and rose. Slowly, step by step, he reclaimed territory, faced down predators twice his size, and built a pride of his own. Others feared him, many respected him, but few ever truly knew him. Because behind the crown and the roar was a heart that had never known love. Until she came, Leora. She wasn't like the others. She moved with grace but carried mystery in her eyes. Zion first saw her trapped, caught in a cruel snare left behind by poachers. While most would have walked away, Zion didn't. He approached slowly, bit through the ropes, and waited until she could stand. That moment changed everything. They didn't speak, but something passed between them, a silent trust. Over the weeks they met again, first from afar, then closer and closer. They chased each other through tall grass, roared beneath the stars, lay side by side under the moon. For the first time in his life, the war inside Zion went silent. But love, when given too freely, can make even kings forget who they are. Zion changed. He began spending more time with Leora, less time guarding his borders. He was softer, gentler. His pride noticed. They whispered when he passed. He's not the same king anymore. But Zion didn't care. He was in love. And love, he believed, would protect him where claws could not. But Leora, she had her own secrets. She started pulling away. Her eyes, once warm, became distant. Zion noticed. Of course he did. But he ignored the signs. He told himself it was just his fear. He didn't want to lose her. Not after all he had found in her. Then came Kale, a stranger. A rogue lion with a charming grin and silver tongue. He came from the east, claiming he was just passing through. Zion, blinded by his own peace, allowed him to stay a while. Kale was everything Zion had once been: bold, hungry, ambitious, and Leora noticed. Zion began to see it. The glances, the stolen moments, the way her smile returned, but not for him. Still, he said nothing. Until one night, he followed them. Through the grasslands, past the silent trees, and into the valley where moonlight painted the earth in silver. There, he saw the truth. Leora, with Kale, laughing, nuzzling. His world collapsed in silence. Flashbacks flooded his mind. The nights under stars, the way she had rested her head on his mane, the promises made without words. He didn't roar, he didn't fight, he turned and walked away. Alone, silent, the roar that never came was the loudest sound in his soul. Days passed, then weeks. Zion stopped eating. He stopped leading. His pride began to break apart. Hyenas crept in. Rivals returned. Chaos swallowed the land he once ruled. But Zion didn't care. He had lost everything he fought for because he had trusted love. He became a ghost, a shadow beneath the trees. And in his absence, Kale tried to claim the throne. Leora stood beside him, her eyes colder than winter wind. But the pride had not forgotten. They had seen love destroy their king. And even in his fall, they knew no lion could match Zion's heart. A young lion, barely past his youth, approached him one morning. "Please," he said, "you're still our king." Zayan looked at him, and in that young lion's eyes, he saw who he once was. So he rose, scarred, older but not defeated. He walked back into the heart of his fallen land, his paws heavy, but his spirit burning. Kyle was waiting, proud, confident, Leora by his side, but Zayan didn't roar. He just stared, and the whole jungle held its breath. Then the battle began. It was brutal, raw, claw against claw, roar against roar, blood on the soil. But in the end, Zayan stood over Kale, breathing hard, body shaking. He could have ended it, but he didn't. I was not destroyed by your claws, he said softly, but by her love. He turned to Leora, her face still unreadable. You taught me that love has no mercy, so today I show you mercy by walking away forever. And he did. No crown, no pride, just silence and freedom. He walked into the wilderness, not as a king, but as a soul finally free. And with time, the jungle whispered his name, not in fear, but in respect. Because Zayan was more than a king. He was a lion who survived love. Leora remained, surrounded by power, but haunted by silence. Kale lived, but never ruled. Zayan became a legend. Not for how he fought, but for how he let go. Even the strongest hearts can break, but real strength is choosing to heal instead of destroy. Zayan lost his crown, his love, his pride, but he found himself. And somewhere under a quiet sky, a lion stands on a cliff, alone. But this time, at peace. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like the video, share it with someone who needs it, and comment what part made you feel the most. Your support helps this story reach others who may need its message. Subscribe to the Roarthinker for more powerful stories like this one.